Hey, welcome into the Snap Fantasy Football Podcast, Week 17. And for those of you that have Week 17 championships, don't worry, we're here for you. But also, shame on your commissioner. If you're the commissioner of these leagues, you got to put an end to this. You shouldn't have whoever's in your league with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, who they saw people win fantasy championships in Week 16 in other leagues, and now they potentially have to sit these guys down. It's not fair, and you need to fix something. Next year, it might look a little bit different. NFL might be going 18 weeks, and then your Week 17 championship would be appropriate. But as of right now, shame on you. But Lan and I are here. We are going to hold it down for you and tell you who we think are good plays and good fades in Week 17 championships at the quarterback position. Lando, what's going on, my man?
Mac, I am good. I'm ready to rock, ready to start this off-season content. And I'll tell you the obvious thing right now. Start Lamar Jackson. You're fortunate that they did not secure that playoff spot yet. They need to win against Cincinnati. Last year, they rested Lamar. So this year, you get to play him in Week 17. He's locked and loaded for the quarterback play. But this episode's not really about the best of the best. We're going after our favorite plays, ones that we actually think that can win you Week 17 championships, and maybe you can even get them off the waiver wire.
Right. I'm going to start it off with Lando. I know you just kind of threw Lamar out there as the number one play, and I mean, if you've got him, play him. Absolutely. He was great last week. One of the few quarterbacks that actually popped in Week 16. There were a bunch of duds. It was a streamer's delight in Week 16. I'm going to say right off the bat, you sit down Big Ben. Mason Rudolph has already been announced the starter for the Steelers. You sit down Pat Mahomes. Chad Henne is going to see a lot of work for the Chiefs. And you also probably sit down Josh Allen, who the only thing they have to gain by beating the Dolphins is going from the 3rd seed to the 2 seed. They're kind of competing with those Steelers to see who's going to get 2nd or 3rd seed. So it really doesn't matter. There's no bye. The Chiefs already have that locked up in the AFC. So those are some clear fades this week, and I don't see any value in Henne or in Rudolph.
Absolutely.
Now, who are you going to go with as a strong play outside of Lamar?
I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers versus Jacksonville.
Okay.
I think this is a really good spot for the Colts to play all their starters. They need to win. Jacksonville is locked in to be that number one team, so they might actually try to, or they have the number one pick next year.
Number one seed, yes. Thanks to the Jets just winning games. What?
So Jacksonville might try and win, which might make this game competitive, which might make Phillip Rivers try to push the ball more downfield. They didn't play their best running back, Jonathan Taylor, for basically the second half of the game. Yeah. They're going to keep him in. They're going to keep him as a pass-catching running back, 3-down back. That's what I'm hoping. This is a really good spot for Phillip Rivers against Jacksonville.
I know we talked about Baker Mayfield last week, and we were really in on him, and then he lost all of his pass catchers because some people felt the need to jump into the hot tub with some other players during a pandemic. But it looks like Jarvis Landry and company will be back on the field as pass catchers for Baker Mayfield against a Steelers team that's already kind of thrown up the white flag saying, we're not really going to roll out all of our starters. We got Mason Rudolph to try to move the offense. And I think Baker Mayfield is a really, really good play for you this week. I know we kind of pulled the parachute on him last week, but this week is a full go. Jump in head first with Baker Mayfield. I think you will be happy.
I think Andy Dalton is a sneaky play against the New York Giants.
Starter.
He played really well last week. And the New York Giants, I know that they're going to make this game competitive as well, and their defense has been pretty good. But I think Andy Dalton's a sneaky little play too. I think he could be a top 12 quarterback again.
Yeah. To rifle off a few good starts, I think Ryan Tannehill going up against the Texans. If the Titans win, they win the AFC South and a trip to the playoffs, so they have a lot to play for. Houston, I think you brought up a good point off camera. J.J. Watt, the boys are fired up. They might try to come and make this a game, but I don't think they have what it takes to beat the Titans or stop them offensively, like the third offensively adjusted team when you look at DVOA. The Bears-Packers is an interesting one. The Packers can secure a bye with a victory, and I don't think that they let the Bears sneak into the playoffs. So Rodgers and company should be on the field relentlessly applying pressure like they did the Titans last week. And Kyler Murray is a fade for me this week.
I was just going to ask, which quarterbacks are you really staying away from that were normally locked in your top 12? Kyler's got to be one of them.
Kyler with that foot injury at the end of last game, kind of concerning. Now, Jared Goff had thumb surgery, and John Walford, as well as there's rumors Blake Bortles going to be signed for them. Like, that's a gross starting quarterback situation there. Kyler Murray's a little bit banged up. He's playing against a really good defense in the Rams. I could see this game just being a very defensive battle. The Rams not really able to score much, missing big pieces in Jared Goff and Cam Akers, and then Kyler Murray being banged up, going up against Jalen Ramsey and company, Aaron Donald. I don't really want any pieces in this game. So if I can sit Kyler Murray and get away from him and pick up somebody else, I'll definitely do that. Another
quarterback we faded last week that I'm going to fade this week is going to be Russell Wilson. He really hasn't been on fire. They played the 49ers. The 49ers are all about pride right now. They've got the defensive coordinator that's going to probably head coach one of these upcoming teams next year. I think they're going to be relentless getting after Russell. He hasn't been good against pressure, so I'm just not going to really play Russell if I have some other options.
Yeah, they do have an outside chance at getting a playoff spot, but
the Niners?
No, sorry, the Seahawks.
They've clinched a playoff spot.
I'm sorry, I meant the number one seed in their division.
Right.
They've got a really small chance. But yeah, going up against the Niners, like we kind of saw the Niners be really good last week against the Cardinals. So I'm kind of with you on that one. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, now they have an interesting spot. If they win, they secure the 5th seed, which is a matchup with whoever wins the NFC East.
Right.
So that could be, this is a crazy, realm of possibilities. If Washington wins, they get it. They got to beat Philly. If they lose, whoever wins between the Cowboys and the Giants will win the division and most likely play the Buccaneers. Now, here's a crazy thing for the Giants. If the Giants win and Washington loses, they clinch the division and host the Buccaneers. If Washington wins and New York loses, they have the potential to grab the 3rd overall pick. The realm of possibilities, that variance in their situation is so crazy. But given how bad this division is, that's kind of the world we're living in here.
Wow. As a New York Giants fan, what would you want to have happen? Like, you got to think that, you want them to lose, basically, so they get a top 3 pick. Because
absolutely,
if they win and they get in the playoffs, I mean, we all know that the Giants don't have a team to make a run in the playoffs. They're really just going to hurt their chances at getting they're better next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would expect that Tom Brady and company be out there, but I'm not sure they'll be out there for too long. I could see Tom, very similarly to last week, just putting points up on the board against the Falcons and getting pulled at about halftime. So I don't know if I would play Tom. If you think he can go out and score 3 or 4 in the first half, I mean, give her. But I'm not looking to play Tom Brady this week.
I like that. Good luck, everyone, in Week 17 championships. This is not the ideal scenario, but we gave you some options, our best options at the quarterback position. We are doing every other position this week, so make sure to check our channel if you have running back, wide receiver, tight end, even defensive questions.
Defensive. Good luck, win that championship, and we'll be here all off season. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any rookie content throughout the off season. Have a good one, good luck, and we'll see you later.